My first question would be about so Armin and I, like last time I was on here, we had a conversation on Andrew Tate. We went over whether he had whether he gave good advice and stuff like that. Um, Surprisingly, so I took a clip of it and I posted it on my own channel. And surprisingly, I thought the comment section was going to be negative against it. Turns out most people agree with what Armin and I said. I mean, Armin is a lot more negative towards Tate than I am. I feel like for me, I give Tate credit on some of his dating advice and on the advice he gives young men. Like, I do see value in telling young men hey, you need to go work out, you need to work on your finances, you need to try to get better with girls, dress better, like become higher status and stuff like that. And I think Armin does not give him as much credit as I do, but I do recognize the problems with him with the sex trafficking, with the making money off young men from the webcam stuff. But I guess I wanted to get Harry's take on it, and then we could go and ask more questions.
I forgot what it's called, Armin. Do you remember there's actually a new phrase being thrown around? It's called something like, for example, there's certain talking points. Now, for example, if I started going after these pronoun issues and start saying that, hey, there are only two genders or the two sexes, that's it, then a lot of people start seeing value in that because they already hold those opinions. Okay, now they go, oh, I like this guy. This guy, he makes sense. And now I start giving opinions on, let's say, Israeli-Palestinian issue, about which that person might not have had any strong opinion initially, but because he sees similarity with me, that, oh, he's got this view on pronouns, got this view on feminist issues, etc. So I'm gonna try to believe in that. I forgot what that is called. It's called something mentality. So, anyway, it doesn't matter. So, so you create this group, and this is exactly what people like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson have done. So Jordan Peterson has come out. He confused a lot of people. A lot of Muslims are like, oh yeah, you know what? I like what you have to say, because his views are very conservative about feminism and gender pronoun, etc. And Muslims are like, oh, this is in line with my views, like Islam. But Muslims are a bit more dogmatic about it. But then he went the Zionist way, and then he just went in the lap of what's that Israeli politician's name?
Netanyahu.
Yeah. It was. Then he interviewed Netanyahu, and then it was, he was just fine with it. Yeah. So, so this is exactly what Andrew Tate's done. I just can't for the life of me work out what is so beneficial that he said. Yes, he's charismatic. He speaks well. Obviously, people like him. People like the way he communicates. So get up early in the morning. Go to the gym. Take care of yourself. Eat healthy. Dude, have you been living under a rock? These people have been, Arnold Schwarzenegger's been saying it since the 70s. So what's so special that he's been saying? So if I tell you something really nice, like, oh, wake up early, go to the gym, be confident, be proud of yourself, strive to earn money, blah, blah, blah. You'd be like, okay, that's good. He inspired me to do. But then you find out, okay, I'm doing all these other dodgy things in my private life. You'd be like, I should be treated like a criminal in that case. So when people say that, oh, I want to give him credit for the good things that he said, it means absolutely nothing. You could have gotten those good things from any other source. My favorite example I always give, these taters are actually now showing his lovey photo with his daughter, where he's playing with his daughter. People are like, oh, Andrew Tate fanboys are saying, oh, look at this. The media will never show you this side of Andrew Tate. I'm like, you know what? There's a cute photo of Stalin playing with his daughter Svetlana. There's a cute photo of a video of Adolf Hitler playing with his dog. So, oh, should we say that? Oh, look at this, how cute! Look at that little Adolf Hitler over there. Look at that, Papa Bear, Uncle Joe Stalin. No, we don't do that. It's not about that. One good deed is not good enough for lifetime of crime. So I don't give him any credit either. I think this guy. But to make matters worse, Armin, we actually agreed he turned out to be a freaking idiot. Have you seen, by the way, my playlist of confessions of Andrew Tate? Vic?
Was it the part 1 and part 2 thing that's on the Secular Jihadists? Or?
There are like 4 or 5 episodes. So if you go to my channel, go to my playlist, Confessions of Andrew Tate, you're going to have a look at, I think I've uploaded 5 episodes where he's self-snitching, basically. His problem is that he just bragged a little too much. He's bragged about having mafia links. He's bragged about manipulating women into doing things that they don't even know that they want to do. He's shown his WhatsApp conversations with crooked cops telling him that, hey, other cops are looking for you, so just get out. And then he's bragging about it. He's tweeting that, hey, look at this, I've got deep connection with crooked cops. And then he uploads it. And he's made videos where he's saying that, Romania is so corrupt. If I'm arrested, I'll just bribe them and I'll get out. And now everything that he said has come back to bite him on the back. So if I ever did a tax fraud, I can tell you I would not be talking about it publicly. But so he's not a smart guy. He's an idiot.
Can I mention about what Vikram said is the so-called correct things he have said? One example I want to bring up is imagine many things that Wokistani people have said that ended up being inaccurate and wrong, right? For example, let's look at the fact that it is true that in the United States, Black people are disproportionately responsible for the crimes based on the percentage of the population, right? So Black people are when it comes to the percentage of the crimes that are committed, that number is higher compared to what percentage of the population Black people are. That is a true statement. However, this doesn't say anything innate about Black people. This is not something genetical or inherent about Black people. This is because of the socioeconomic conditions that Black people are in the United States, and usually higher crime rates are associated with poverty. So obviously, if Black people are suffering from more poverty, they would also disproportionately be responsible for more crimes. This is nothing about being Black. This is about being poor. But there are a lot of woke people who don't even admit the first part. Like not all leftist people. Many leftist people are like, yes, of course, Black people are disproportionately responsible for more crimes, but this is because of poverty, not because of there's something being bad about being Black. But there are some woke people who wouldn't even admit the first part because they would think it's racist to admit the first part. They would deny that statistical fact. So there's an information that they're trying to hide from you or deny. And then you could have a white nationalist come and mention that this is wrong. And there was a time, especially after the death of George Floyd, that there were more people who were sensitive about even saying that first part that is a fact. And there seemed to be such a attempt to make sure that none of these so-called racist things be said. And there were a lot of bigots and white nationalists and far-right people who would come and say these things that are actually true. But their conclusion, the reason behind them saying that is because they had racist points. And the more important thing is that these people were not pro-truth, they were anti-Black, they were racists. So in that context, if you come and say, Armin, Harris, I know these people are white nationalists, and I'm against all that. That's bad. But they have a point here. We have to give credit to the white nationalists where credit is due. I will no, Vikram, they do not deserve credit. They are part of a bigger problem. They're using one thing that some people are hiding as some good information, but it's being weaponized for something else that is more hurtful and harmful than the small fact that they're pointing to. Would you ever come and say that, we need to give credit where credit is due to white nationalists because pointing that actual fact there?
I mean, if because I've watched people like actual Justice Warrior Lawrence Southern make like a couple videos where I thought they had a good point, but overall I would still recognize the problem with.
I wouldn't say that. I'm not talking about actual Justice Warrior. Okay, I'm talking about a literal Nazi. I'm talking about
or like they're far right. Yeah, no.
Yes. So would you say that I would give them credit where credit is due because they're saying something here that is actually true? You wouldn't say that.
No, I would not.
So we're seeing Andrew Tate as somebody that, yes, he is saying certain things that not enough people are saying, and they are such basic advice. Okay, be more confident. Like, men do need to hear that. Okay, men do need to hear that. Do more exercise. Be confident. Somebody that listens to men. A lot of young men are being ignored. But Andrew Tate does not deserve credit at all, because Andrew Tate is anti-young men. Andrew Tate is taking advantage of young men. Just because he's giving you some of the information that other people are not telling you that happen to be true, that doesn't mean that we need to give him credit, because he's using that as a weapon to capture them. It's a trap.
He's on record telling you stories about how he's taken advantage of desperate, lonely men pretending to be a woman. And the other guy on the other side is thinking that, I'm talking to a sexy, hot woman. And he's like, these losers are sending us money. His brother has made a tweet about that too, that this deserve who's being scammed by us. He deserves to be scammed. By the way, that term is called belief clusters. So you have certain talking points, and then you believe in that. And now you're going to look to me towards about other issues, and you're going to look towards my opinion on other issues. So that's a very good term that I learned, belief clusters. So that's exactly what people like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson have done. Sorry?
How do we write the term? Just so I can look it up.
Belief clusters.
Belief clusters. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's called. No, he's done nothing, and I think Armin's analogy was perfect. You would not give if you want to sell an idea to love your dogs. I think Hitler would be the last person you'd say that. Hitler also loved dogs. You'd say Armin has got 2 cute dogs. Yeah. So no, I just don't understand. And you look at it, this guy Sheikh Suleiman and this other hijabi woman who's carrying on this huge campaign to prove Andrew Tate to prove him innocent. They only have one motivation. Both of them. They're both Islamists. They both love their religion, and they both are motivated by the fact the brother has converted to Islam. So, what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen. And Andrew Tate is an idiot because he's a narcissist. He thinks that, there's a revolution coming, the whole world's going to stop spinning because he's been arrested. He's such an idiot. Nothing's going to happen. He's going to prison for a very long time. The evidence is mounting against him. He's going to go to prison. You know what's going to happen? At any given time, when you put hashtag Andrew Tate, you look at it, there's only about 200 or 300 tweets in an hour, which is not a lot, even for the most Google man at one point. So he's going to be forgotten. No one's going to care about him. And Muslims are going to move on to some next convert. And he is going to be rotting in prison, and he would have plenty of time to think about what he's done.
To have your questions answered on the next live stream, become my patron today. You can do so with as little as $1 a month. Link in the description below.